Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a little bit of a story time with Cece video. I have actually been wanting to do a video about my birth story of when I had my daughter for a while now, but I've been real busy, so I really haven't gone around to it. But now that my room is clean and my blankets are washed and able for me to film on, I thought I would go ahead and do this video. So if you guys are new here, I want to let you guys know my name is Cece. This is my daughter, baby Jay, and my boyfriend. He's actually at work right now, so he can't be in the video. But this is our channel, and we just like to post, videos of us doing family things, different fun, cool stuff. So if you guys would be interested in that, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be trying to post videos every week. I have been real busy and haven't been able to, but I'm going to try to change that. It's tiring being a mom, so I hope you guys understand. So now to get onto the story, so I won't, oh my god, it's dirty already. So I won't, be talking a lot. Let's go ahead and get started. So my story actually starts back in October of 2017. My due date was October 12th, but I had passed my due date by, I think it was like 1 week. My daughter was born on the 41st week, and she should have obviously been born a week before that because my due date was the 12th. Does that make sense? I hope so, because I don't really feel like counting right now. But anyways, so moving along, so it was about a week after my due date, and my baby daddy was at work, and it was the day before his birthday, and I started telling him, I started to feel little contractions. And by the time that he got out of work, it was actually the 26th, and it was already his birthday, and he came home, and I gave him his birthday cake and sang him happy birthday, and I told him, we might have a baby soon, because I'm feeling these contractions. And he was like, oh really, and that night, it was kind of hard for me to go to sleep, but I managed, I had to go to sleep, because I was like, if I have this baby, I'm not going to be having a baby tired, so I'm going to sleep. So thankfully, she actually let me go to sleep that night. I woke up pretty early because I was feeling uncomfortable, but it wasn't too bad. And then it was morning time, and it was still his birthday, so I had already had some things planned that I had planned way earlier because I didn't want his birthday to be a dud because I was going to be in labor at the hospital or something. So I made him his breakfast, and then I pulled out one of his gifts. If you guys would like to see, I have my Snapchat story saved from that day. I would gladly put it in a video so you guys can see. I love that video because it's literally the best day of my life. Literally, so much was going on. It was crazy. But yeah, I was having contractions, and I was like, whatever. I'm still gonna give him his birthday breakfast. So I made him his breakfast and gave him one of his gifts. And then after that, I was dying more noticeably of pain. And my mother-in-law and my grandma-in-law, they were like, let's go to the mall. So we're like, okay, let's go walk. So I was like, it's the best thing to do, when you're pregnant. Sorry, my kid's distracted. But we went to go walk around, and it was actually so funny that we were in a maternity store, and I got a contraction, and I casually was like, ooh. And the lady was like, oh my god, what's wrong? Are you good? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going into labor. She looked at me, she's like, oh my god, you're crazy. If I was in labor, I would not be walking around the mall right now. And in my head, I was like, I don't want to be at the hospital, why? There's no point in me being there to sit down in a bed and wait, or to be sent to walk around the hospital when I could walk around the mall with my boyfriend. Oh! Okay, anyways, I was saying. But we were walking around the mall, and we were by the food court, I remember, and I got a call, and it was a lady from the hospital calling to schedule my induction, because I was actually supposed to be induced that day. And I was talking to her, and I was like, actually, I feel like I'm going into labor right now. And she's like, really? What does it feel like? And I explained to her, I was like, well, my back is hurting, and I feel these cramps. And she told me, if they're, I forgot how often they're supposed to be, but it's if they're, 4 to 5 minutes apart, and they're 60 seconds long or something like that. I'm not 100% sure if that's right, but it's something like that. She's like, then you better go to the hospital, but if you can wait until your induction date, you're going to be scheduled in Ontario until 7 or 8. And I didn't want that late because my boyfriend wanted her to be born on his birthday. So I was like, well, can I go to Kaiser? And she was telling me that at Kaiser they had 0 beds empty because there were so many pregnant women there having their babies. And like the whole reason I had transferred my insurance to Kaiser was because I wanted her to be born at the same hospital as me. So I was kind of like with a dilemma. I was like, do I wait for my induction day, or do I go to Kaiser and like, you know, have like no staff attending me because there's so many people. But we just, you know, kept walking around. And then I remember the cramps got so bad that I would have to stop and like, you know, hold myself. That I was just like, you know what, like it's not worth it to be walking around, like I feel uncomfortable, like let's just go home. So we finally packed up, you know, and we went home. And then we were hanging out like in the living room, and like I was trying to like, you know, position myself comfortably because my contractions were getting really bad now. Like I would already start screaming and punching. And we were just there, and I remember like the family went to go do something, and we were just at the house. And they told us to, oh my god, they told us that if we were, you know, like it was go time to call them and let them go, let them know that we were gonna go. And shush. And I was remember like we were hanging out, and my boyfriend went to the bathroom, and I was like, okay, like this is time to get him his present. And I grabbed it, came back, and I was like on the couch, and then he comes out of the bathroom, and I'm like, happy birthday, you know, and I give him another present. And then probably like an hour after that, we were waiting as long as we could, and I couldn't take it anymore. So I was like, you know what, like let's do it, like let's go to the hospital. And like that moment when I told him, like his face completely lit up, like you just saw like the anxiety go over, like fall over him literally. And he just like ran, started grabbing stuff, like grabbing our bags, making sure we had our phone, our charger, you know, everything that we needed. And then we got into the car, we almost had everything, and then I was like, oh wait babe, like I forgot the baby's teddy bear, like I wanted to get to the hospital with me. Can you go back and get it? Even though I really didn't want it, I wanted him to go inside so when he comes out I could surprise him with his last present. And it happened to be this sweater, it's a blue sweater, when it had a picture of my face on it. And I told him, I was like, I saved the best for last. I don't know if he liked it too much, but I don't know, I thought it'd be a cute present, you know, because I'm running out of things to give him. But, you know, after that, he was like, oh, he's like, thank you, and then we went to the hospital. And we're on our way to the hospital when we realized that we really hadn't ate that day, so we didn't know if we wanted to go to the hospital, like, on an empty stomach, because then we're going to have to wait, or they were probably not going to let me eat. So we ended up pulling through In-N-Out's drive-thru. Meanwhile, I was in labor. Can you imagine that? I was like punching the seats while the drive-thru people were all taking our order. And I got a burger and a shake, and we pulled back up to Kaiser because they're like right there. And we're in the parking garage, and I was trying to eat my food, and I could not eat it. Like I was like cussing badly. I was socking the seats. Like I was trying to do my best to wait off and go through the pain on my own before having to go to the doctors, because once you get there, like you're stuck to a bed. And I'm not one of those people, like if you tell me I have to stay somewhere, I'll be like, no, I want to go outside now. Like I didn't want to go outside before, but I want to go outside now. So I waited as long as I could. Gabriel ate like his burger, and then he ended up having to eat most of mine and my shake because I just couldn't do it. Like I was like, I give up. I'm sorry. Like I should have never even ordered, but it was understandable. I was having my baby. So anyways, so we finally got like checked in, and we've never been to this hospital before. I didn't do my maternity and tour, so I had no idea what I was doing. I was like walking around like, you know, like in pain, and then we ended up having to ask a security guard, like, where do I go to have my baby? And it was this weird room, right? You walk in and it literally looks like a room, but obviously it's a waiting room, and it doesn't look like it really goes anywhere. So I was like, I don't think that's it. And some people told us like, oh yeah, you have to go right there and press that button and tell them who you are, and they'll let you pass. And I wanted to go in and get my room and everything already because I knew I was gonna have my baby soon. But they're like, oh, your boyfriend like has to stay outside. And I was like, what? Like, this cannot be. Like, not now. Like, don't do this to me now. Like, you know, I'm dying. And they put me in a room, a tiny room with 2 other pregnant ladies who I guess were like gonna get inducers or were gonna have their baby, because they were like chilling in there but with big old bellies. So we were all chilling in there, and I was the only one like, you know, like dying. Like I was dying. And then finally, after forever, what felt like forever, they came and they checked on Jay because I told them that I hadn't felt her move recently, so I was kind of scared. They checked her, and then they gave me, they took me to like this room where they like you know, they take your blood pressure, put you in your gown, and like do your intake stuff. So, I mean, anyways, yeah, and they did that, and then after she was finally done with all of that, you know, doing the intake things, and like writing down if I had a card or a wallet or my belongings, she finally let Bobo come with me. And he came in, and we had already told our parents, of course, you know, and everybody that it was time. And we were there, and they gave me my first dose of medicine, and I was like, alright, I'm feeling a little bit better. But then later on, they ended up coming and giving me another dose. And then this is when family started to come visit, so they let them all in the room, and they set up to 4 people, but we let everybody in. And we had everybody in the room, and they were like all hanging out, and every time I would get medicine, I would feel a little bit better. But at my last dose, which I think was the second dose, the nurse told me like, oh, this is your last dose, like after, like the next one's gonna be the last one, so if you don't like want your epidural, like you need to let me know. If you want it, you have to tell me, because I have to give it to you before you're in too much pain, because if you're too much pain, you're gonna be moving, and we can't give you the epidural because, you know, it's a big needle. Suppose your hair's like this big, realistically. But I heard it's a big needle, so like you have to be able to stay still, because if it's too late and you're in too much pain, we can't do it, and we're not gonna give it to you. So I was like, okay. I started thinking about it, and my mom really didn't want me to get an epidural, but I was in so much pain, and just like watching everyone like look at me like, okay, and especially because they were taking pictures of me. So I was like, give me the epidural. So then when it was finally time for the epidural, everybody got out, and they all went to go eat because they had they were all hungry. So they went to go eat, and they went to go eat for my boyfriend's birthday, and they, you know, left me alone there for a while. But I was supposed to take a nap. I was way too pumped to take a nap because I was about to have my daughter, you know. So I would just start texting my sisters, and they were being dumb, and I'll never forget the text between them, because they were just like, my sister Isabel, she's a nurse, and she was all like, oh, do you know that your cervix is this wide, the size of a grape right now? And I was like, what? And then later on she'll send me a picture, it's like this big now, you know, like this big. Obviously this is a dramatization of the size, but just to show you guys, like she was really sending me a picture of like the size of it. And I was sorry about that. I had to take a little break. But like I was saying, I was waiting for my baby. I was waiting for my baby to be born, you know, just sitting there, and everyone was hanging out. And after a while, they were like, she would come in and check out how much I was dilated. She was fine, like it's time. So everybody out. So everybody got out, and then it was just me and Gabriel, you know, in there with the nurse. And I was like pushing for about an hour, and after that she's like, okay, like it's time, like she's really coming now. They called the doctor, and the doctor and her 2 little nurses came, and they came, and you know, I finally delivered Jay at 4:58 in the morning of October 27th, 2017. I was just so happy, like it was just so like surreal. I didn't really know what to do. Like I didn't cry, like I kind of knew I wasn't gonna cry, but I was just so overwhelmed by just knowing that like she was here, like just like seeing her presence, like damn, like she's finally really here, like in my arms looking at me. And I just got so captivated by her eyes. Like I always remember, like her eyes were just like 2 big old dark, like endless like holes. Sorry, I thought someone was over there. But they were just like glaring into my soul, like I don't know, like it was just so mesmerizing. So I love that I'm always gonna have that moment, you know, that I'll remember with my daughter. And after about like an hour of cleaning her and checking her, and you know, doing whatever they do to babies when they're born, they finally gave her back to me, and then I got to feed her, and she actually like latched on really well. And then they moved me into my room, and I could tell it was like about like almost like an hour after, because it was already like about to be 6, and I told she was almost born around 5 a.m. It was about to be 6, and that's when my mom and, you know, my mother-in-law came to finally meet her, and that's when everybody was like, oh my god, like your baby, and I was like, that's right, that's my kid. But everybody got to see her, they all took pictures, and then my mom actually ended up like pulling an all-nighter there at the hospital, and she literally woke up you know, to meet her, and then went home, took a little quick shower, ate some food, and then went to work. So shout out to my mom, because damn, she a trooper. But I would have been like, I'm going home, honey, I'm going home. Here, she just wants to be the center of attention. Anyways, so we were there at the hospital for that day, and then of course like the whole day that she was born, and then the next day we woke up and everything was going good. So they actually told us that we can like go home already that day at 12. So it was good. I only spent like a day and a half in the hospital with her. Then I went home. I came here to my boyfriend's house, and we just like, you know, celebrated. Everybody came to see her, and we were just so happy, you know, to finally have our little bundle of joy home. And that's all. Just to let you guys know, everybody's birth story, of course, is different. I just had, you know, 2 of my closest friends had babies, and they both actually had C-sections. So I want to say like I was blessed to be able to deliver her naturally with like no complications. But it's not always the same for everybody, and you know, just as long as your baby is happy and healthy, that's what always matters. You know, it doesn't matter how you do it, as long as, you know, you get your baby in the end. That's the best part. I, you know, couldn't be happier. I would never say I thought it was a mistake. Cause look at this, look at this little baby. Yeah, she's my, you know, my everything right here. I love her. She's so much fun to play with, and I honestly, like, the best decision in my life was to have this baby. I'm gonna have plenty more just because like I love this one so much. I just want to have so many more because they're so cute and full of love. Even though they do get on your nerves sometimes. Like during this whole video when she was moving around, I do apologize for that, but what can I do? Like if I put her on the floor, she probably would have knocked over the tripod. But thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry if it was a lot of talking for you. I'm going to be trying to do a couple more story time videos, so if you guys have any suggestions, go ahead and leave that down in the comments below. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you like my story, and of course if you guys have any birth stories of your own, I would love to hear them. I think they're very interesting. I love watching, you know, all those type of baby bringing into the world related videos. So thanks for watching. Okay, I'm gonna go feed her because she's gonna eat me. But thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Peace.